Going on, guys? Brian with Slinging Sticks Adventures again. Today I'm out here in my shed and I was going to sharpen some knives, and I figured why not share the how-to with you guys. So a lot of people are familiar with this type of grind on the blade, and I believe that's a saber grind on there. Um, that's the most common that you're going to find on your pocket knives. This Benchmade Altitude. Most knives are going to come with that. There is this grind on the blade. This is called a Scandinavian grind. It has a kind of more of a wedged profile. Those can be a little bit trickier to sharpen. And then you have a flat grind, which is this Spyderco here. This is my everyday carry pocket knife. Very thin blade. The grind on it is like it is. It's very flat, so it's this way, and that's a different angle when you're sharpening it. A lot of people have a problem sharpening their knives, or they just can't quite get them to where it shaves hair. So I'm going to show you a little hack that I learned a long time ago. Take yourself a permanent marker and color in the bevel or the grind of your blade all the way up to the tip. Get it all grind. Mine's blue. We're going to color this side in. Get that all tuned up. Get a bunch of blue on there. There you go. Okay. What we're going to do, and a lot of people, these work sharps are great for that specific angle that they come with. I believe this is like a 14 or something like that. Don't quote me on it. Maybe something different. I don't use it, so I don't know it. You can not use these little yellow guides and just run it however you want to run it on your blade. But I like to use some type of whetstone. I always use soapy water. I don't use oil in my stuff. So this is we're going to start out, since this blade's not super bad, this is a 600 grit, or 6,000 grit, excuse me. If the blade just needed a little bit of touch up, I wouldn't go to a stone because you're removing your blade. I would go to a strop and I would use this until it was back to where I wanted it. But I split some kindling with this. I've used it a bunch. It needs a little bit of a touch up. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay the blade on there. I'm going to bring this over a little bit closer. What we're going to do is we're going to lay the blade on there flat, and then we're going to just roll it up till I touch that bevel. And we're going to make a pass down and back. Then we're going to just take a peek here. Okay, we see where the pressure is. It's right here. So we're going to work on getting this whole side down here done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the knife. I'm going to lay it flat on there again. I'm going to roll it up to the bevel, or to the edge, I'm sorry. Roll it up to the edge, and then pull it towards me with even pressure on the stone and back. To me and back. To me and back. Now you can see that we're taking it off right here. We're missing a little bit down there. So we're just going to work that in there. And wherever the blue is, or your permanent marker is, that's where you want to focus your pressure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my thumb, right, I've marked this spot. I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to sit it on the blade. And I'm just going to I'm going to focus my pressure on that particular spot of the blade, going all the way back and forth. I'm going to finish with a pass. It's still right there. We're going to go up a little bit, and we're going to work off this other side of the blue. And if your stone gets a little dry, just reach in your bucket of water, kind of drop some water on there, and continue on. And what you're looking for when your stone gets real used is you'll get a paste on there, like a dark paste. And that's That's when you know you're getting into it. Showing you that you're moving metal or material from your blade. Okay, that's what the blade's looking like. We're almost there. And remember, you want to make sure that you're getting all this, all the way out to the edge of it. This back towards the spine of the blade on the grind doesn't concern me a whole lot if I don't get that off. But I want to make sure I get it all the way to the edge of the blade, the 0-degree edge there. So we're getting pretty close. And you don't have to worry about, doing 10 on one side, flipping over, doing 10 on the other. Just get all this marker off of your blade. A lot of people worry about going back and forth. I got to do 10 on this side, and then I got to do... No, you don't. Okay, that side's all done. Now we're going to work on the other side of the blade. Same thing. Lay the blade flat on the stone, roll it to the top of the bevel, or to the edge, and then just push that forward. Bring it back, push it forward, draw it back. Just keep working on that. I'll do about 5 or 6 passes, and then I'll go ahead and I'll check it. Okay, that's what she's looking like. We're getting close. And don't be afraid to do this back and forth motion. It isn't going to damage your blade a whole lot, so, or at all, really. I do it all the time. Okay, we're almost there. When you do these bellies of the blades, you got to kind of roll it in a motion. If you go back and forth, you kind of got to roll it. And go slow when you're first starting out to feel where that blade's at on the stone. And as you get better, you'll be able to do it a little bit more efficiently. Okay. And sometimes you just got to work on a particular area. Maybe use that side of the blade a little bit more, or it's kind of worn down. Like I said, I was cutting kindling and stuff at camp with this knife, so she needs a little bit of touching up. And typically I don't let them get this bad. But I was in the field for a long time, so. Okay. So now that we got all the blue off of both sides, we're going to come right over to this strop, take some compound, this is a piece of leather, and just kind of work it in. I probably use way too much, but I don't think it hurts anything. So lay that on there evenly all the way across. Make sure you get the whole thing, all the edges, all of it. Okay, same thing. We're gonna lay it flat. We're gonna find that bevel right there on the leather. Best we can do here, and we're just gonna make a bunch of passes through there. I do about 50 per side. I'm probably not gonna do that for the sake of the video, but about 50 passes per side, and I'll switch it over. This helps to remove some of the burrs and stuff like that. And given the material of the blade, this is a carbon steel. Some of it's 90V, S90V in the altitude. Some are going to take longer. Some you're going to have to run it on a stone, then a ceramic rod, and then to finish it off with a strop. I just know where the condition of this blade is. I don't really need that ceramic rod right now. A little bit of stone work, like we did in this strop, and this thing's going to be able to shave hair. But you want to make sure that you take good, long, heavy passes when you're starting out on your strop, and really kind of polish that blade up. Any blue that is left, you want to make sure that you get all of that out of there, and really touch your blade up. The strop is really what keeps a knife sharp. You really don't, if you take care of them, you're very, very rarely ever have to run them on a sharpener. Okay, so all the blue's gone. This is definitely going to use a little bit more, but we'll go right here. I mean, that's razor sharp. So that's really all it takes to get your knife back in working order. For the other grinds, like the saber grind or the flat grind, it's really the same principle, right? You can just mark each side when you're starting out, all the way to the tip. Mark each side. Mark your blade. This blade's ready to go. I mean, this thing's tuned in. This is what I skin all my animals with. Bone them out, quarter them. This is my go-to blade here. But you can take it on this. I don't use these guides. Come in here and just make one good pass through there and just take a look at it. Sometimes it won't remove it on the first pass. 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and check it. Okay, we're starting to take some off. And with the ceramic, it's going to take a lot longer, just because this isn't as coarse as the stone is. So have some patience if you're running with the ceramic rod. Okay, that's almost completely gone. And wherever you see blue left, you can really hammer down on that area and get rid of it with your thumb. All I do is I'll take pressure, right? Like I'm having a hard time getting rid of some of this blue up in here, up on this belly of it. So I'll just mark it with my thumb, look at it, mark it with my thumb, and that's where I'll concentrate my pressure, since I seem to be getting everywhere else but that. So that's how you kind of figure out where you can get the most consistency while sharpening, because you don't want to just sharpen one section of your blade real well and then the other side not as much. Another thing with these ceramic sharpeners here is you'll see that there's a line being formed on it. These are porous, so they do need to be cleaned. What I do when I start getting a line like that is I'll just roll it over to the next clean spot and I'll keep going. Okay, all the blue is gone. It's ready for the strop. We're going to come in here. We're going to strop it up. And the key is to do long strokes. You want to try and build a little bit of heat on this leather. That helps it out a little bit from what I've found. So do some good strops on there. And again, this is just touching it up. and getting it back into working condition. Although the same techniques and routines apply for sharpening your blades. Another thing that people mess up with strops. When they're stropping their blade, right, they have their angle, and as they come up, they kind of roll the tip or the edge of the blade like so. That will dull your knife and you're going to be frustrated. Keep your blade at the same angle of that you want. Keep that same angle and go all the way through. Do not lift your blade. And when I mean lift, don't lift this way. Don't lift. When I finish, it's straight through. Straight through. Same thing with this way. It's straight back. Straight back. You can stop, lift it up, and go forward. Pull it back till you stop, right? You want to keep that. You want to maintain that angle the entire time you're doing it. You don't want to roll your blade. You want to keep it flat. Okay? So there's that dude there. Okay, I'll go over here. Let's see, right there. Razor sharp. So there you go. There's a few things you guys can think about. So again, you can get one of these if you choose to, or you can just buy a ceramic rod. But get a ceramic rod, you're going to want one. Permanent marker and a whetstone. Whoa, and a whetstone. I am super bad at names. I don't recall who makes this. There's a ton out there. I got this one with a fine grit and a medium. So this is 6,000 in the white and 1,000 for the brown. Very rarely do I ever use the brown side. Try not to let your knives get that bad. But a way to keep your knives fresh is this right here. A strop and some compound. Go hunting or you kill something or whatever, you use your blades a bunch for whatever reason. When you're done, just run it on the strop a few times and it'll make your edge last a lot longer. I hope that helped you guys out. If you have any other questions or want to see me do any other videos, please put them in the comments below and I'll get to them. You guys have a good one.